When the facts bend reality, this is beyond plausible.
Perhaps among the special inhabitants of Earth, the octopus has the most alien-like appearance. Few creatures in this world are as strange and unique. They are members of a class of animals called cephalopods. They are one of the most intelligent and flexible types among invertebrates. Octopuses appear in every ocean worldwide, in deep-sea trenches, kelp forests, coral reefs, and along rocky coastlines. And the external shape of octopuses is as diverse as their habitats. They can be enormous or extremely tiny. Some species are venomous and some are extremely bizarre. Their bodies can be covered with thick spines or be smooth. They are so different from humans that most of the 500 million neurons in an octopus are not in its brain but in its long tentacles. Octopus tentacles handle many tasks like smelling, grabbing, and even thinking. Their tentacles are so intelligent that their cognitive abilities rival many vertebrates with large brains. They have puzzled scientists, as a creature so distant from us on the evolutionary tree could develop such complex behaviors. Their intelligence emerged in a completely novel and independent way compared to us. So how did octopuses become so biologically complex? What helped them excel over other invertebrates? How intelligent are they? And how can studying octopuses reveal information about our own minds? Mollusks have been on Earth for a very long time. Fossil records show they evolved over 500 million years ago, long before any fish, reptiles, or mammals appeared. The early ancestors of octopuses were quite small and had shells, which they used for protection from predators on the ocean floor. After all, cephalopods are members of the mollusk phylum, a group of typically slow and simple organisms, with soft bodies and hard protective shells like snails, clams, or oysters. But around 140 million years ago, the ancestors of octopuses lost their shells, making them agile and fast creatures. However, this process also made the species quite vulnerable. Thus, the survival of these soft-bodied creatures for millions of years seemed unlikely in seas full of hungry, dangerous predators. This vulnerability and selective pressure might be what made octopuses the astonishing creatures we know today. Because an octopus has almost no hard parts on its body except for its mouth. An octopus can squeeze through any narrow space, as long as it's larger than its eyeball. This allows octopuses to hide in very small crevices, a definite evolutionary advantage enabling them to escape large predators like sharks or dolphins. However, octopuses have even developed more unique escape methods. They are masters of camouflage, and some octopus species can even change shape. Look at this mimic octopus, and you'll be amazed by its rapid color-changing ability. The special skin texture of the octopus helps it change to match the colors of seaweed and coral. In the blink of an eye, it almost blends into the surroundings. The camouflage ability of cephalopods is one of the most unique survival activities in the animal kingdom. It relies on an extremely complex skin system. Chromatophores are pigment-containing organs on the octopus's skin. They have small sacs filled with pigment, like tiny balls filled with ink of different colors, which can be black, red, or yellow. The pigment sacs are surrounded by radial muscles, which can stretch the sac to reveal the pigment's color. Like balloons filled with ink, when stretched, their pigment looks bright and vibrant. Depending on environmental circumstances, the octopus opens or closes these sacs appropriately, allowing it to instantly transform into rock, coral, or seaweed. But if the octopus needs to create a color other than black, red, and yellow, it uses another reflective structure on the skin called iridophores. These are very thin cell layers beneath the chromatophores and contain a protein for reflection, reflecting specific wavelengths of light outward. They are responsible for the shimmering blue and green colors on the octopus's skin. Beneath this protein layer is another reflective layer called leucophores. They reflect ambient light, often producing white color. By combining reflections from light and leucophores with precise arrangement of chromatophores, the octopus can produce body colors that match the surroundings. But the octopus has another trick, allowing it to almost completely disappear from a predator's view. Using structures called papillae, it can change the skin's texture, forming raised ridges and depressions. This helps the octopus blend better with the environment, making it harder for predators to detect. Many vertebrate predators hunt prey by seeking visual angles and breaks in the background. These tactics are very effective in neutralizing the predator. With all these survival tools, the soft-bodied, shell-less octopus has been able to deceive an ocean full of countless predators for millions of years. However, their survival ability doesn't rely solely on these camouflage traits, but rather how they use these tools that makes the difference. When an octopus moves along the seabed, it must assess the environmental context and change its camouflage continuously. They are making decisions at an astonishing speed. A researcher observed an octopus changing its camouflage up to 177 times in just 1 hour. The octopus's camouflage reaction time is faster than any other animal, only about 0.2 seconds. It's as fast as the quickest blink you can make. Despite being a master of color change, surprisingly, octopuses and most other cephalopods are colorblind. So how can it match colors that it can't even see? In 2015, the answer to this question began to be revealed. Researchers discovered that octopus skin is very sensitive to light due to sensory organs functioning in the skin. Even when its skin is separated from the body, it can still react to light and change the shape of pigment cells. Scientists realized that an octopus can see not only with its eyes but also with its skin. 140 million years ago, a major change occurred with octopuses when their shells disappeared. The octopus's brain and nervous system developed remarkably. The sensory organs in the skin operate under the control of a larger and more complex brain. The octopus can change colors so quickly because it controls its pigment cells with nerves. Other animals can also change colors, such as chameleons taking longer because their color changes are controlled by hormones. Hormones need time to enter the bloodstream and distribute throughout the body. The chameleon's color change can take over 20 seconds when controlled this way. In a world where the line between life and death is extremely thin, transformation time is also a crucial factor related to survival. Some researchers believe that color change in octopuses might be like breathing or blinking in us humans. It's something it can choose to do, but also something that can happen unconsciously. Octopuses perceive not only from their eyes and brain but from throughout their body. Their nervous system is as large as a human. A typical octopus has about 500 million nerve cells in its body. For humans, that number is about 100 billion. And most invertebrates have far fewer. For example, snails only have about 20,000 cells. But cephalopods like octopuses have similar numbers to many vertebrates like cats, dogs, and parrots. More than any other invertebrate. And of their 500 million nerve cells, only 1/3 are found in the brain of this species. The remainder, mostly found in their tentacles. It sounds strange, but this allows the octopus to somehow think with its very tentacles. Scientists have long known that a severed octopus arm can respond to stimuli for an hour after being separated from central brain control. But a recent paper is just beginning to reveal the extent of this autonomy. In a laboratory, when researchers observed an octopus exploring objects in a tank and searching for food, they noticed the octopus's tentacles have complex reflexes with control involving at least 3 levels of the nervous system. In the flow of information from the environment to the octopus, some information completely bypasses the central brain. In a way, the arms and tentacles can think for themselves, allowing the octopus to process its surroundings extremely quickly and respond appropriately. Along with skin that can sense and change color on its own, the relationship between the octopus's brain and body is full of blurred boundaries. Besides unusual neural arrangements and the body's strange autonomy, octopuses are also extremely intelligent cephalopods. This leads people to liken them to alien creatures. They are far removed from any other intelligent species on the evolutionary tree, yet still compete with vertebrates in their cognitive abilities. Evolution has produced intelligent life forms not just once but twice and in 2 completely different ways. On the evolutionary tree of life, we sit on the branch of mammals. Nearby are fish, reptiles, birds, amphibians, other members of the vertebrate group. This group is where we see all the intelligent life we typically think of, like humans, primates, dogs, cats, dolphins. And when we trace back to the common ancestor, it might be an animal resembling a lancelet living about 320 million years ago. Like humans, this animal also had a spine, 4 limbs, a head, and a skeleton. It stepped out of the water, adapted well to land, and had a well-developed central nervous system. But to find where humans and octopuses diverged, we must go even further down the branches. Until about 600 million years ago, this was a simple deep-sea creature. It had a very basic nervous system and not even a vague notion of what we consider intelligence. As the evolutionary tree split and branched, intelligence flourished on our vertebrate branch and completely separately in cephalopods. Since cephalopods evolved before any intelligent vertebrates, it's possible they were the first intelligent animals to appear on Earth. But what really is intelligence? How can we define or even measure such a thing in a species so different from us? In humans, intelligence is defined as the ability to think abstractly, understand, communicate, solve problems, learn, form memories, and plan actions. This is often measured by intelligence tests that can yield a numerical value. However, we cannot administer a standard test to an octopus but can only observe their behavior. Octopuses are the most interesting mollusks in terms of behavior. To delve deeper into octopus intelligence, researchers have conducted several experimental models and observed their behaviors. They found that octopuses can complete every task assigned to them. Short-term and long-term spatial memory, object recognition. They can even learn and have planning abilities, although that is not very clear. One of the most famous examples of this planning ability is that of the coconut-carrying octopus. When an octopus goes to a place with no shelter, it carries coconut halves. And when it wants to rest, it simply assembles them and folds up. Scientists believe this is a rare example of composite tool use, a behavior previously thought to exist only in humans, some primates, and some birds. This could be evidence of the complex intelligence of octopuses. Because this tool use may represent a behavioral innovation, allowing octopuses to protect themselves in areas where they cannot hide. Additionally, transporting coconut shells requires significant effort, but it serves future needs. This may indicate the planning ability of octopuses. The octopus must imagine the future and connect past events to inform current actions. That is truly not a simple task. Octopuses also perform well on memory tests and can distinguish between different people, even when they wear the same clothing. Moreover, they are excellent problem-solving animals. For example, since human civilization developed, scientists have often wondered about the origins of intelligence and tried to understand why some animals evolved intelligence while others did not. The social intelligence hypothesis is the commonly supported theory for the development of complex cognition. It is suggested that intelligence developed due to the demands of collective life, such as maintaining complex and long-lasting social relationships, interacting, cooperating, or learning within society. When most animals we consider intelligent, like humans, primates, dogs, dolphins, began living in groups, the need for more complex behaviors became necessary. And thus, a larger, more complex brain developed. However, this theory cannot explain why intelligence developed in cephalopods. So there must be another theory to explain this non-social animal. Perhaps the pressures of foraging and avoiding predators were enough for octopus intelligence to develop. This is the basis for the ecological intelligence hypothesis, where complex cognition evolved to meet challenges related to predation pressure, food searching, and competition. And when octopuses lost their shells 140 million years ago, perhaps the predation pressure was so high that evolving superior intelligence became the only way for this vulnerable animal to survive. These two theories of social and non-social animal intelligence do not compete with each other, but are two explanations for two cases of intelligence on the tree of life. Octopuses give us a rare opportunity to investigate an alternative intelligence, a life form that could resemble aliens on Earth, offering deep insights into the origins and human perception of intelligence. Previously, we thought there was only one model of intelligence, but now we know that number is at least two. And no one is sure if any other intelligent life forms exist on Earth. Despite the evolutionary distance from humans, octopuses still live in the same great world as we do. Earth, the ocean, and the wheel of evolution has created intelligent life forms in their own distinct way. Perhaps in the coming years, humans will have to view these species with a different perspective. And by overcoming the anthropocentric view of intelligence, we can more clearly see the limitless potential of cognition. The story of the octopus began long ago. Before life emerged on land, Earth's ancient oceans were teeming with life. This period is known as the Ordovician, famous for its incredible diversity of invertebrate species. And among these invertebrates, the large cephalopods with their super hard armor were the kings. They dominated the oceans for about 360 million years. Fossil records show a range of astonishing creatures that appeared during this time. Life was thriving until an event brought almost everything to a halt. It was the planet's first mass extinction. But it also opened the door for the evolution of modern octopuses and other creatures.
Curious? Subscribe and step through the next anomaly.